welcome to another episode. This week in wrestling, it is what? Squared Circle.
Oh yeah,
episode 3, and we are at a different location than normal. We'll have more videos coming out late in the week to kind of explain where we're at right now as we're currently recording this.
Filmed videos at this spot.
Yeah,
an NFL predictions.
I think we did a prediction show here.
All out 2021 predictions.
I think so. We were right here in this swing, and we were outside. It's a beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
And this week in wrestling, we're recording this a little earlier than normal.
Yeah, but before SmackDown. Today is Friday.
Today's Friday. This is airing on Monday. And so...
SmackDown and Rampage, neither one of them have aired.
Yeah, we don't know all the details of what happened on SmackDown tonight or Rampage. But we're going to begin this week in wrestling because there's a lot to talk about. And really, I think the biggest thing to talk about, we've been talking about the Triple H era takeover. We've been talking about kind of the road to All Out and kind of the slippery slope that AEW has been on, which absolutely continues after this crazy week.
All Out has... They really haven't announced anything except
fluff.
The Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm. That's it.
Yep, that's about it.
In the finals of the trios tournament, but no winner has been decided yet.
They also announced in a insane match, which is still stupid, Wardlow teaming up with FTR to take on Lethal, which I like, Sanjay Dutt, and the Big Giant Monster. What a waste of Wardlow and FTR after what an exciting year they've had. And they're thrown into that garbage.
Why?
And then you've got Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara, which they've announced. So it really doesn't make any sense because it's just continue to the same feud. And why was that announced first? But the big thing we're going to talk about first is CM Punk. And what happened the other night on Dynamite, which took place here in West Virginia in Charleston, just north of us. We were not here. We would love to have been here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, of course... they started the road toward this unification match, which would be Moxley and Punk.
Which has been, they kind of said it was, some of the commentators said it was the biggest main event in AEW history.
They literally said that on Dynamite. Excalibur
and I think
I
agree with them. It's pretty big.
It's really big, and we didn't like the fact that there was like a interim champion, but we went with it. Moxley's done fine kind of carrying the summer over as champion. He's a legitimate champion.
Oh, yeah.
But then you got Punk back, and then you got Moxley, and the first segment really built this huge matchup for All Out.
Oh, yeah.
And then what happened? Then, of course, I kind of missed it because I was doing a few things, packing and getting ready for a trip, and he came out and pretty much called out Hangman Adam Page, which was not scripted.
Yeah.
Page didn't come out because it wasn't in the script.
He challenged him to a rematch. He didn't show up, of course.
And then made fun of him, kind of.
He was on the show the whole night. He might not even have been in Charleston at all.
And the story that comes out is evidently Punk, shockingly, the crybaby that he's always been, he was upset with some things that poor Hangman Adam Page had said when they were doing their feud. It's like, come on, this is wrestling.
And I heard something else.
Okay.
I heard that CM Punk, Hangman Adam Page said something like that CM Punk didn't like. Like Hangman Adam Page said in an interview earlier this week that he did, like any of the veterans in AEW, like the wrestlers who've been wrestling for a while, he said he didn't need to listen to their advice. He said...
Oh, I did hear that.
He said he kind of already knows everything he needs to know.
Okay.
He didn't need to take anybody's advice, and CM Punk didn't like that, is what I heard.
I got you. And I know he had said some things in their feud, maybe his kind of feud with Colt Cabana, former friends, I guess, and he didn't like that. It's like, come on, grow up. It's just wrestling.
Come on. Wrestling insults everybody.
Yeah, and Punk does it. He did it. He did it Wednesday night, and it's just part of the story. He Moxley. He badmouthed Moxley. He badmouthed Eddie Kingston. Which what I didn't realize is that Punk and Kingston absolutely hate each other in real life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And a lot of those wrestlers really are upset with Punk because if he kind of taking business into his own hands and just doing something he shouldn't have done.
He's not the CM Punk he used to be.
Well,
in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, I like Punk, and I've always liked Punk in some ways. I respect him. He's been a good wrestler. The Summer of Punk was outstanding 10 years ago. And, he left and everything and come back. And we were excited to see him come back. But he's always been a crybaby. He's, Bret Hart is his mentor. And it shows because Bret Hart's always been a crybaby. He's always been a whiner. He's always been a person who complains.
Yeah.
And I've never liked Bret in that way. Once again, great athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Top notch. But come on, he's a baby. And Punk loves him, and it absolutely shows. Yeah, I'm Shawn Michaels fan. I always have been. Before and after, before when Shawn was a jerk, and now that he's a great guy that everybody loves and respects. But, and then there's rumors that Punk was ready to quit. Once again, he's worked all these different places. He worked at WWE, and he was treated bad, and now he's AEW treated bad. Come on,
he's not even.
The common denominator is he's
when in AEW has he been treated bad? He literally had like a hero's welcome.
Yeah, hero's welcome.
Everybody was so excited.
Yep.
The fans have pretty much been behind him all these months.
Absolutely.
They gave him the world championship, put him in huge matches.
He's jobbed. Everybody's job for him.
And he always complained about in WWE he wasn't on the posters or the.
He's on all that.
He's on all that in AEW. He's like in the center pretty much. He's like their top guy.
He left the business, came back, and literally was given everything on a silver platter. Not that he hasn't worked for it. Respect
and
him.
It's huge that he came back.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a big moment.
I understand.
But it's like, how could they treat him any better?
They can't.
Tony Khan has treated him so great.
Oh yeah.
And so Punk, it's just typical Punk. And what I'd say is, he wants to leave. Let him go. Is Triple H bringing him back? I doubt it. I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't, but he doesn't want to go back there.
Where's he going to go? Where else?
Nowhere. And I'll take Hangman Adam Page in 2022 over CM Punk every day of the week. I like Page, and the fact that he called him out like that, what a jerk.
I agree with you.
And so I hope he loses the belt. Everything I've been reading, that they're going to have this match. Then after all this happened, then they announced the match is actually going to be on Dynamite, which is in Cleveland, in our backyard, kind of, which we are not going to, don't plan to go to, we don't have tickets for. But boy, it makes you want to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got this match, this all-out main event, what Excalibur said, biggest match ever.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, and it's going to take place on live television.
And the question is, what is the plan for All Out? And what's going to happen this week? Are they going to put the belt on Moxley? If they did, CM Punk, it's almost guaranteed he's going to get out of there.
If Moxley wins, that means Punk's gone. I heard something's going to happen, and the match is going to take place at All Out. Like, it's still going to be championship. I don't know if somebody's going to interfere. Paige is going to come out. I don't know what's going to happen. It makes it for some exciting television. The dog is going crazy.
Is CM Punk going to be staying? Is the question.
I think so. I haven't read that he is officially leaving, so that's what it looks like. But you never know with him.
But better safe than sorry. So they
better
have
safe than sorry
this week.
It adds intrigue into the All Out card. But AEW has done so good building every single pay-per-view, and this one they have really failed on.
They've really dropped the ball.
And it seems like AEW, moving on from just Punk, has really been slipping. I mean, and I say that with all respect because AEW is still my favorite show currently. It's the show. Hey, I don't want to miss Dynamite. I don't care about Rampage. They've kind of jumped the shark in some ways. But Dynamite, I want to watch it. But
the Dynamite is great.
You hear the reports of Miro being upset, Andrade's upset.
Why?
All these guys because they're really not being used correctly.
Who's not upset? Whatever those guys are in the Jericho Appreciation Society who are not that great.
Yeah.
Who else? The two guys with Jay Lethal who are not that good.
Yeah.
But why are they using them? Why are the Trustbusters on TV? Why are
all of them?
There's plenty more. I could go on. I'd have to really think about it. But
you're right. You see these matches. Oh, well, Lee Moriarty's fought 1,700 times, or what's the guy used to be? Matt Sydal. He's wrestled a bunch. And it's like, why are these guys being utilized when the reality is Miro's not being used right? Andrade's not being used right. Malachi Black, probably a little better than those guys. House of Black is a little bit more, but still, they're just kind of a tag team. I don't know. I think these guys are all under contract, and I know it's easy to maybe complain now because Triple H is back, and maybe some of these guys want to come back to WWE.
Yeah.
Which I don't think can happen. it's an interesting time. It's a fun time to be a wrestling fan for sure.
Yeah. You never know what's gonna happen.
Now, AEW did get a shot in the arm the other night. Speaking of Dynamite, with Omega coming back, that was a really cool moment.
Very big.
It felt big. I don't know what the trios titles. Do they need more championship belts? And why a trios title?
They really don't have that many trio teams. Like Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, the Elite. They're not.
I mean,
the Young Bucks are a tag team.
Undisputed
They're
Elite.
not like like, they're not like the House of Black.
Yeah.
Even though the House of Black is not really a full-time tag team, but they're not like the New Day. Well, the New Day's not. They fight singles.
Well, you can
know
say
what I mean.
like New Day is
Not
officially
like,
a trio.
Yeah.
House of Black is officially a trio.
Yeah.
Even though, what's his name is a champion, the Death Triangle. They're kind of officially a trio.
Yeah.
Before this tournament, Omega, he's coming back in the Bucks. Bucks are a tag team with this guy. I'm not a big fan of the trios titles. Come on. There's zero chance. It's like having a battle royal and like Hulk Hogan was in it and then a bunch of jobbers. But there's zero chance any of those other guys are ever going to win. And if there's zero chance that Bucks and Omega are going to lose this tournament. It's not really. It's just right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess there's always a chance.
They're really the only other people who have a chance is the House of Black.
Yeah, and I don't even think they'll make it out.
The Death Triangle.
They might not.
They're not going to make it past.
I don't think they'll make it. My bold prediction is I don't think the House of Black make it out of this round. I think Dark Order might beat them if they got Paige in their corner. However, if Paige is going to be moving over to the main event with Punk, then that could all totally change. Just my thoughts. And I don't know how real they're going to make this feud. Is AEW going to say, okay, there's a real legit feud between Paige and Punk? Are they going to capitalize that and have a match again?
I'd like to see that.
Or is it going to be, this is off limits, we just got to make Punk happy, let's keep them separate? How real is this? Are they going to make money out of it? Or are they just going to keep it separate? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'd like to see it be a storyline.
Yeah, well, you think
they've done that a lot before.
Yeah, like Hardy and Edge.
Hardy.
Yeah, that was a perfect example of real life that happened, and there's been other examples as well. But this would be good for that. But we'll see if that happens.
And let's talk something else about AEW.
Okay.
Let's talk about MJF.
Yeah.
Could this be the time for MJF? If CM Punk leaves, they're not going to keep the belt on Moxley for too much longer. I mean, he's been interim champion this whole summer.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And he's already been champ before. Really, CM Punk is all right as being a champion. But after he won it, the AEW has long title reigns.
Yeah.
CM Punk's been there. He's been at the top. He's been world champion. He was even a top guy, and he's a top guy in AEW without the championship.
That's right.
I understand since he's back, they want to give him the belt again. Mm-hmm. But it needed to really be more of a shorter transitional reign because we want the next big thing.
MJF.
Or Darby Allin, who they're not using good
Paige
at all
was a
right
great
now.
example of that. It was time for him to win the belt. I don't think Darby's he was a lot closer a year ago than he is now. They have kind of ruined him, or not completely ruined him, but he's not world title material at this moment. Orange Cassidy is the same way. I don't know if he was going to be world champion, but he's not there.
Really, last year I could have pointed out people if they push him the right way in the next 6 months, they could be ready to be world champion, like Darby Allin.
Yeah.
MJF was kind of already ready. He'd been pretty much, they pushed him pretty much when he first got there.
He was ready. The storyline just hadn't been laid out for him as far as how that was going to happen.
And let's hope it happens soon.
So the question is, and this is good because you always wondered, is he legit really wanting to leave? Is it he did want to leave and they're going to use it as a storyline? He's under contract, so he's going to stay, and they've kind of held him off television to work this. Usually, it doesn't. It's not drawn out this long.
No,
unless he's injured, and he's not. So it's like, well, is he really going to be leaving? Is he ever coming back? I think he is. From what I read, the plan was Punk was going to be the champion before he got injured, and then MJF was going to come back sometime around now or a little bit before and set up for Punk MJF for the title all out.
Yeah.
And then MJF would win. And that didn't happen because of Punk's injury. They had to go a different way.
Who knows?
But if Moxley were to win this week, or Punk to win this week, and they kind of end that feud between those two
they
guys.
got to have a main event for All Out.
And then MJF shows up. is a week and a half enough? I mean,
I don't think
is it
so.
is a week and a half enough to have that match for All Out with MJF coming back? I don't think so. I don't feel, even though
It would have been way better if they would have put it on at Grand Slam. And
Yeah.
made this the main event All Out. It would have been a lot better.
yeah, if this would be, but I think I from what I read, that was the plan. But they pulled the trigger and said, no, this match has to happen quicker. That thinking maybe that Punk would
could
leave. I don't know. It's really interesting. I know the everything's, the groundwork's laid for MJF, so he could literally come back this week and set up an all-out match.
That'd
I
be
just
great.
feel like it needs to be a little longer, more promotion than a week and a half for really the
Yeah.
biggest show of the year, which is crazy. Or really, probably the biggest show of the year. This is their main event. This is their Mania, and so I don't know. I can't wait to watch AEW this week. I wish we were going to be there.
Yeah, and when
But we're not.
when you're talking about it's kind of their WrestleMania. Even though all their events are pretty big events, they're kind of
They're more even.
But here's the thing: the way WWE is different is all their events are most of their 4 big events of the year or 5 big events of the year. They usually put a lot of good matches on the card. Even the last couple of years, they've just been okay.
Yeah.
But one thing that WWE does that AEW doesn't do is WrestleMania has always been the big event of the year.
Yeah.
They put the biggest and best matches on there, and even if they want to put some bigger matches on some of the other
Yeah.
on the big 4 in AEW, they don't have that one big event that just it's the one big event, all the biggest matches. I mean, each pay-per-view is big, but when there's not one standout
Yeah.
big event, it's not on the level of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Even on just, cause I know AEW is not as big of a company, but even within their company, not having just one big event kind of,
It's like having
You know
an
what I mean?
NFL with no Super Bowl.
yeah.
You got to have that one
If they just had
major thing.
4 huge games throughout the year,
Yeah.
one major event is just,
Yeah.
you know
And-
what I mean.
And all four of their main pay-per-views are pretty much on the same level. I would still say All Out is a little higher than
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, and then the other two are a little lower, but not hardly enough to notice. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So we've talked to AEW, and we know how all that's going to play out. Also heard the Varsity Blondes are upset as well, the way they've been used. I think a lot of these guys would give it to WWE, and it might be too soon to say. It's easy to say. It's easy to say. AEW, they've been leading the pack creatively for a couple years now, and then Triple H is driving here, and it's like, oh, we'll just all go here. Everybody's going to join on the Triple H bandwagon, and I think it's too early to say that. But I am optimistic about WWE, which is very, very exciting. We're headed toward Clash at the Castle 2 weeks away, really week and a half to 2 weeks. And really, let's talk about the other thing. We're talking about WWE. There's another side note, NXT 2.0, which I hate even saying 2.0. And NXT UK is now going to be no more. They're rebranding to NXT Europe, but not until 2023. And they just released half of their roster. And I don't know a lot of the UK guys. Really didn't hardly recognize any of the names. And a bunch debuted this past week.
Yeah,
There was a girl that debuted.
the
Champion.
champion.
Yeah, he debuted. There was a tag team that debuted. So I think a lot of these guys are going to be utilized in NXT 2.0, which is great because they need new talent. And maybe some of the other guys can move out. Santos Escobar is now done. He's going to be moving the main roster. I think there's some other guys, maybe Cameron Grimes, that I think it's time for them to move on to the next level.
For sure.
Roderick Strong. But what we're setting up for is a monster Labor Day weekend because we have Clash of the Castle, All Out, and Worlds Collide now, which is NXT versus NXT UK,
which is going to be
their last show.
It's going to be the same day as All Out.
Yeah.
But the only thing that separates it is they're overseas in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in Cardiff, Wales?
I don't know if they've announced that yet,
I don't
but
know.
I assume they will be because that's where Clash is going to be at.
And have you heard anything about the arena that they're in?
No.
It's a pretty good sized arena.
I heard it's going to be a bigger intense WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I don't know. But I heard it's almost equivalent to the size of Wembley Stadium, where they had I saw a picture. I looked up a picture,
Okay.
and it might be like a soccer or football stadium there. It's pretty. It's pretty big. It's big.
Well, it's going to be exciting Labor Day weekend. Of course, you've got SmackDown, who's kind of, I don't know if it's considered must-see yet, but it's I'm excited more about him.
Yeah.
And then you've got Raw, and I heard the draft could be taking place, maybe not that Monday, but over the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited about the fall. I'm excited about professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Good main event. They already got scheduled for Clash of the Castle.
Yep. Drew and Roman.
They did it about 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But it started bringing to mind when I've been thinking about Roman Reigns' reign as champion, how there's still plenty of guys he hasn't fought yet in his reign. He hasn't fought AJ Styles. I mean, he might have fought him earlier on.
Yeah.
But he hasn't fought him in his current reign.
Yeah.
He's fought
Kevin Owens.
He did fight Kevin Owens.
Okay.
That was a while ago. But it's been a while. Anybody else?
There's several.
There are.
It's hard for me just to sit and think of them right off
But
the top
AJ
of the
Styles,
head.
why is it? Why isn't AJ Styles had a match?
Because he has been utilized good in the last 2 years.
But it's all about to change.
Yeah, it's
The
all
Miz
changing.
The Miz was world champion not that long ago.
That's true.
He isn't, but
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to Labor Day weekend and all the things that come with that, and it's just gonna be exciting. Now I will say this as we kind of wrap up here. Like we said, we're in a different location. We've been to several wrestling events over your guys' life, and I attended the first wrestling event I attended was a house show back in the mid-90s, and then we went to I went to a Raw and SmackDown and a Survivor Series in Detroit when I was younger, an adult but younger, and we've been to a Raw, two Raws, right? Two Raws,
NXT
and NXT when it was at Full Sail, when it was good.
pay-per-view Fastlane,
Yep.
Dynamite,
Dynamite and Rampage, yeah.
on one night, Double or Nothing. And then we went to some local independent wrestling events.
That's right.
North Coast Wrestling.
In
Run
Ohio.
by some people we know.
Yeah. We attend to 3 or 4 of those events, monthly
Three
events.
of them, I think.
And then they've kind of paused for a while.
Yeah.
But we're about to do something, and we're going to document this, hopefully in this video. That's our plan. And an event, not WrestleMania, but WrestleMania. And you said, what? We are actually in a town currently right now in West Virginia called Man, M-A-N, West Virginia. My parents were from this town. They went to high school in this town. They moved away right after school, and we live in Ohio. But we're back, and they're having an event. They're having a Man Street Festival, and they're having wrestling events there tonight here in the next few minutes. We're going to document that. I don't know what that means. We're not going to be there from start to finish. It's actually tonight and tomorrow. I don't know how much we'll get.
Oh, yeah. The most stupendous WrestleMania of all time, 2 nights.
Yeah, and we were down there earlier, and they were having the street festival. We're eating and different things and seeing the vendors. And these 2 guys pulled up in a truck and said, "Where's the wrestling event at?" And I said, "Oh, the ring, it's set up behind the building. We just saw it."
It's out back in the...
And they're like, "Yeah, we're some of the wrestlers tonight." You know, it's all local independent wrestlers. So we talked to some of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down there in a few minutes with Brady and document it. And we're hopefully going to show this to you here in just the next few moments. We are going to show it to you right now. And just you know what, this is independent wrestling. I would say at its finest, or maybe its least finest. We'll just see. We don't know what to expect. We're going with an open mind. We're there to, hey, everybody starts at a different level.
Oh yeah.
Everybody,
the next Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
The next Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
The next Rock.
Could be on this
Ric
footage.
Flair could be here tonight.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
And here the funny thing is we call it WrestleMania. They're not calling it WrestleMania. We named it that. Yeah. Just because we're in Man. So let's go down and watch WrestleMania. They're definitely not calling it that. And but we are. So watch this.
That's the Man football team, though. The Hillbillies.
Yeah, that's right. Man High Hillbillies is the name
no joke.
of the school mascot. Like you've got the so-and-so Tigers, the so-and-so Bears, the so-and-so Lions. They are literally the Man High Hillbillies. We should show the day. I think we showed the sign before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's watch this. Next week, This Week in Wrestling, the Squared Circle, episode 4. We're trying to put them out on Mondays. We'll see. It's not always going to be that maybe, but we'll see what happens. All right? Enjoy WrestleMania.
The official soundtrack of WrestleMania.
There were more people here than we expected.
Back in Man, West Virginia.
I did not know there was this many people who lived in city, man. What's
Oh
your
yeah,
city?
there's tons.
I
Big
know.
town.
I know.
Let's go see what the wrestling event's about. They got a concert going down here. Let's just document the entire experience. We're at WrestleMania. It's not called that. We're calling it that.
It kind of looks like Bruce Prichard.
Here. It does look like Bruce Prichard. Oh, we got a bell and everything.
In a time of 12 minutes, 42 seconds, your winner right now, the ranked #1 contender for the Big Time Pro Wrestling title. He's the cold-blooded killer, Omega!
Over there. So don't forget to come on out tomorrow night as well. All right, up next, more singles action. Come on and take it away.
Oh, here we go.
Big Time Pro Wrestling. Hands up.
Johnny Glass.
Johnny what?
Johnny Glass, I think. Here he comes. Let's go, baby!
Singles action, referee Brad Silvers.
Small package. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner, rock and roll, Jimmy Ray!
There he comes. Behind you. It's a dog collar match. I'm not expecting that. Michael, here he is. Come on, Tim. Which? Here he comes. Which? Michael.
Around 7:33.
This is Mayhem! And now here's your opponent.
Here he comes. Yes. This is great. Oh, he's got a whip. Good.
At every wrestling event, there's always kids somewhere in the audience who will not root for anybody but the faces.
That's true. Dog collar came off again.
No, he hasn't put it on yet.
Oh, he hasn't?
He's a heel.
I heard tomorrow night they're having a dog collar match. Another one. So they're going to wrestle a dog. TLC tomorrow. TLC.
Curtis. Holy mercy. That is Curtis. Right here, Big Time Pro Wrestling.
Oh, man.
He is scheduled until tomorrow night.
Scheduled for tomorrow night.
Oh, we got to come back.
Lucas had a surprise for everybody. Holy mercy.
What a cool evening. What a fun. It's a fun time.
We were originally just getting company to laugh at it.
Oh, no, we enjoyed it.
There's a laugh at now. We gotta go see Biker Chaser take on. What's his name?
Callus.
They said Callus?
Carlos. I don't know.
Mark Callis.